That's scary.
Good evening, everybody, on this Sunday, and we are live from Buffalo Wild Wings on 446 Sports, and this is Around the Diamond with head coach Thomas Scully. Jordan Marks and the boys will be on with Nick Magnano at the half hour, but this first hour is dedicated to the Lady Eagles and dedication, blazing hot wings. A couple of your throats just now getting better.
Exactly.
Right?
Seems like it's been a long
contest, and since then, y'all have gone 16-0. Which started the week 6 games.
It was one of the things that I really tried to stay away from. Had a 5-game schedule, so it just 6 games. So it kind of happened that way where we pulled Glenmore into the Wednesday day instead of waiting and playing.
Have been able to finish district. I mean, how would that have worked out?
Well, that's going to be interesting because, Oakdale and Rose Pine still have to play each other. And if we had been unfortunate and lost to Oakdale on Thursday, then that was one of the conversations that I tried to have, but nobody wanted to listen about how that game was going to be made up because what you end up doing is splitting the district again. And so we didn't want to share with anybody.
That's right. And you won't.
That's right.
Yeah. 10-0?
10-0 in district, yeah. 10-0 in district, and that's been, it's been 4 years since we've been district champs by ourselves. Actually, pre-COVID, in 19 we were district champs by ourselves, so that was the last time, and it really feels good. It's a testament to their work. I'm very hard on them, especially during practice, and so it's just they bought in, and man, look where we are. It's night and day. You look back at when we were 5-10, and we talk about that all the time, and now we're 20-10. And
I kind of took the district away from y'all, and this time you go 2-0. Beat them at their place, and then Monday at home, which was one of the last ones we did prior to being able to show the game on
slip-ups. And this is the thing. As hot as Kaylee's been in the circle. It's everybody coming up with the bats and everybody just picking each other up and scored 13 runs. So, just very proud of our girls on how hard they've been playing and just sticking, just staying focused. And they did a really good job.
Yeah, that was 13-1. By the way, joining us, and then Sawyer Shelton is with us too. And we're going to get to Sawyer in just a second when we make it to the Oakdale game. But doubleheader, you talked about it with Glenmora.
Yeah.
We didn't get to do that game, but what was it, 17-0 and 14-0?
Something like that. I kind of put it out of my memory because as good as the score was, we did not play very well. So I was not very pleased with our effort. So I just kind of rose up 20 minutes before game time, and you got to play. It's hard to keep your team focused when they know who they're about to play, and sometimes you play down to that level, and that's the end of the game. Like
another function that I was headed to. But you got to pitch 2 different pitchers and give Kaylee a break. I think in the second game you went with Emily DeSalle.
I do a really good job of reading the girls, and so see where we were, and they did the job.
District title on the line, the undefeated district title on the line. A loss there, and you may end up splitting the district if they can beat Rose Pine, as you said. If they can even get. I heard that you guys had 2 comebacks
in the first inning, they get us 3 up, 3 down, and then we come back and in the bottom of the first they score 2. Here's the thing. It's always tough to play on the road, and I've always said that Oakdale is probably the toughest besides Rose Pine. Their crowd, you're also dealing with that with the girls before the game. I said, you guys worry about what's inside the line. Let me worry about what's outside of the lines, and they really bought into that, and I think been involved in. Scored another run in the second to go up 3-0, and we came back, and with 2 outs, we scored 3 runs, and so we tied it back up, and that's where Sawyer came in, and she did a great job with 2 outs. She moved some runners over, and we scored, and so it was a 3-3 going into the 5th inning in the bottom of the 6th. So they go up 6-4, and then we had 2 runners on, and with 2 outs. Season Fiescanera comes up, and she hits a shot over the second baseman's head, and we score 2 to tie it. And then Sawyer comes, and then we get a couple more on. Sawyer comes back. And, there was question about rules, and all that stuff comes into factor, and it gets heated. And, in the heat of the game, that's very tough to keep your team composed. And I thought our girls did an unbelievable job of staying composed, letting me lose my cool, letting Coach Slaney break her cool. But our girls never lost focus. We just needed to weather the storm, and we did. And they did a great job of just staying. And Kaylee fought and fought and fought. She had a difficult day in the circle, but she fought. She didn't let the umpires get to her, and I was so proud of her as well in the circle.
Sophia, anytime. Well, I've never seen Laney get upset. Well, and I'm glad you only against Oakdale.
I think we were all. Can you hear me? All I can think is one run at a time.
And you had a couple of big hits this weekend.
I've been doing pretty good.
Had a little deep ball, but they're starting to see that you have some pop. Talk a little bit about your approach to hitting. At different times, the change from bat to bat.
Well, last year I was more of like tap and go, but since my knee injury, I haven't been able to use that much speed. So I've been trying to use more power, because it's like if I hit it right in the infield, I'm like most likely gonna get out because I'm not as fast as I was because of my knee, and I'm just hit it in the outfield. I'll be there all day. So I've been focusing on power more than just like getting on base, because it's a lot more difficult now than it was.
Yeah, for somebody who didn't want to come up and talk, you're doing a great job. Thanks for joining us, Sawyer Shelton. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll bring Annabelle Drago up and continue this segment. We got to switch internet.
Here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
What is that?
How do we end up on him again?
Oh, my gosh.
Keep talking.
All right, we're live.
Yeah, you are.
Scully and Annabelle Drago.
Good job, Tom.
My goodness. It'll be the end of the season before I get that right. I do have to put the little line over the A in my book to make sure I get it right. I don't know why I can't. I'm sorry, Annabelle.
Good.
But the way you're playing, I need to make sure that I get that right. Annabelle, what a game against Airline. We'll talk a little bit about Airline, and we'll talk about the big hit that you had and the plays in the field, out in left field. Young player doing great things.
She has. The thing about Annabelle, she takes a lot. Coach Julio, she plays in left field, so Coach Julio stays on her quite a bit. And, when she gets to the plate, we expect her to do really good things. We don't treat her as if she's an eighth grader. And we moved her up in the order when Emily went down on Thursday. We moved her up, decided to move her up Saturday. And, it kind of fell out just perfect. We put her in the 5 slot. She's been in the 9 slot. And the reason why we have her down there is so she can roll the orders over, her speed, and plus we know she can get a bunt down if we need to. And it takes the pressure off of her, just like it does anybody in that lower. To the bats, she hits the 3-run homer. Her other 3 at-bats were not so good, but she never let her first 2 at-bats bother her. And that's all we ask of them to do, and that's a lot to ask of a 12-year-old or 13-year-old, and especially an 8th grader.
14, Coach.
14, well. Okay, my bad. She's an 8th grader. So, and that's the big thing for us. When you look at our lineup on Saturday, we had 3. We had her, Annabelle, Adeline Ledette, and, of course, Kate behind the plate. And so, Adeline came in, did a great job. Filling in, and then Annabelle and Kate's been in that lineup, and they've been in playing all year. So, for them, I don't treat them as 8th graders. And when I talk to them, and the way we handle adversity and the way we handle struggles and all those things, I don't talk to them that way. Our expectation is they're supposed to succeed. If they don't succeed, they got to fix it. And she did. She fixed it. I told her, I said, just go up there and believe, and man, that ball got up there, and we were just hoping with 2 strikes, we were just hoping she put the ball in play because we felt like we could score. With who was at with Sawyer being at, I think Sawyer was at third. I think Red Run was at first and third. Addie was at first and Sawyer was at third. So I just felt like if we got the ball in play and we just needed one more run because they had tied it up. And I felt like we'd be fine.
And we had a scenario where we left a lot of players on base.
We left 5. We left the bases loaded in the first.
Yeah.
That was one of our first at-bats. We won't talk about it.
Oh, sorry
and
about
then, the second time around in the second inning, we left 2 on base. So we left 5 on base in the first 2 innings. And I'll tell you, I won't take anything away from that pitcher from Airline. The second pitcher came in. She did a great job. She struck out 6 in a row. And then I think she ended up striking out not like 9 or 10 of us in that game. And but it only takes one.
Pitch
yes,
was fooling a lot of
good.
people. Yeah. In fact, there was bases loaded and 1 out when they switched pitchers and brought Rochelle in, and that's when she went 6 straight.
Yep.
So don't feel bad. There were 5 others behind you that went down striking out too.
So you said it, I didn't. So it makes me feel better.
But the one time you didn't strike out, it was a big blast. Basically, almost straight center field. I mean, and the ball was carrying. Talk about that at bat and kind of what was going through your mind.
Well, Coach Ortiz always tells us to focus on the next at bat, so I wasn't worried about the past 2 strikeouts. And then I came up to bat. Coach Scully comes up to me. He's like, "Believe in it. You do you. Just put it in play." So I did exactly that.
So what was it like as you're running the bases? Are you going, make sure you touch everyone?
Yes. When I got back to the dugout, I was thinking to myself, I was like, did I touch all of them? Because I was not paying attention to the bases, and I was just like in my own world at that. But yeah.
And then everybody was there to greet you when you came in.
Yeah.
A lot of high fives, slaps on the head. What talk about this with your second home run. Did you have one earlier in the season?
This year, yes.
Yeah. So where's the power coming from?
I don't know. I'm not that big, but.
Well, in 8th grade, a lot of analysts or play-by-play guys, whenever they're calling, they'll say, "Hey, it's the end of the year. She's no longer an 8th grader. She's now a freshman."
Right.
I mean, that's a crazy combination. She's growing up. She's still a freshman.
Yeah.
You got a young team.
You say that I was, I always go back and watch and watch their at bats, especially when you guys have us on 446 Sports. And I was sitting there this morning. I woke up and that's the first thing I did was I turned on one of the games, and it was actually the Airline game. I was looking at him, and you look in our infield, and we've got a sophomore pitcher, we've got a freshman at first base, we've got an 8th grader at second, we've got a freshman at short, a junior at third, a 8th grader behind the plate.
Yep.
And then we had a 8th grader in left, a sophomore in center, and a sophomore in right. So, it is very. That's what makes me excited, because when you look and you're playing a team like Airline, and we play those games for that reason, is to prepare ourselves for the playoffs that's coming up, and those are huge. When you get those girls in that environment, and if you put them on a football field, there would be no match. We would be dominated. But when you put them on a softball field or a baseball field, then you kind of level the playing field. And you talk about her being small. The thing about Annabelle, she uses her entire body when she swings. She don't hold anything back, and she does a great job of just making contact. And she's batting .318 on the year, and batting in the 9-hole, and you're batting .318. That says a lot for you, for what you've done on the year.
It sets up the top of the lineup.
Rolls it right over.
318. Yeah.
And here's the thing: when you think about our 8-hole with Season Fiescanero, probably the fastest kid on the team. I'd love to see her in Emma Davis race, but I won't now because I don't want nobody getting hurt. But you got Season in the 8, you got Annabelle, who's got very good speed. Then you've got Emma, and then you've got Sawyer. So you've got 4 kids that can really roll on the bases. Probably one of the fastest teams I've ever had, and they all use their speed in a different way.
Annabelle, last question for you, but playing in left field, a lot of balls were pulled. You were cheating a lot over towards center. I mean, was that because you're kind of pitching Airline on the outside?
Well, we always have we know if it's going to be outside or inside. And with a left-handed batter, we always scoot over to the line. But after she hit that, the left-handed batter hit it through the gap. Coach Ortiz knew, and he shifted me over in the gap to get that ball at her next at bat.
Yeah, you made some nice catches out there.
It's her glove
getting
too.
into
Now
the gap.
she has another glove, the glove that she has been using that she dropped the balls in on the previous game. She can't find that glove.
Okay.
So she had to pull her new glove out.
So somebody's hiding
Somebody's
from
got the glove.
Somebody's got the glove.
Yeah.
I don't know who it
Someone
is.
stole it.
Nobody's talking.
Nobody's talking about the glove.
Annabelle Drago, thanks for joining us. We're going to be back. Laney Smith and Kaylee Medvin will be joining us along with Coach Scully. Sophia, congratulations, and we'll see you at the next game.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Tom.
All right, we'll be
Thank
back
you.
with more Around the Diamond with head coach Thomas Scully and assistant coach Laney Smith live from Buffalo Wild Wings right after these messages.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
And we're back live at Buffalo Wild Wings on 446 Sports Around the Diamond with Thomas Scully. Laney Smith, the assistant coach in charge of pitching, and as well as Kaylee Medvin, number 13, and the main pitcher for the Lady Eagles. Had a wonderful week. Let's kind of set it up, Coach. You got some stats.
Yeah, I'll set it up. This is the thing with Kaylee, and we've told her before, and this week she was named ACA Player of the Week by KLB. And so what I did was I looked back at this week to give everybody an idea of what she experienced in a 6-game or a 5-game out of 6, because she didn't throw the second game against Glenmore. Against Rose Pine, she pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. She had no earned runs given up. She walked 2. She struck out 6. She went 1 for 3 at the plate, and we got a 13-1 win. The next day we played Glenmore. She threw 3 innings. She gave up no hits, no runs, no earned runs. She walked 1. She struck out 7. She went 1 for 1 with an RBI and a walk, and we won 17-0. So she threw a no-hitter on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, which was the game that she was amped up for, she threw 7 innings against Oakdale. She gave up 7 hits. She gave up 6 runs, only 4 earned runs. She walked 5. She struck out 3. And here's the thing. She went 0 for 3 at the plate, and that probably fought harder in that game than she has all year. And we got out of there with an 8-6 win. And then on Saturday against Mamou, she turned around, had a day's rest, and she threw 5 innings against Mamou, gave up 3 hits, no runs, no earned, one walk, 5 strikeouts. She was 2 for 3 with an RBI at the plate, and we had an 11-0 win. And then she turned around and threw against Airline 2 hours later, and she threw 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and she was only 0 for 2 with a walk at the plate in a 4-1 win. Here's the thing. In 5 games, her ERA is 1.296. Opponents are only batting 190. And she has 160 strikeouts this year.
Yeah, and remember correctly, it's about a week ago or so. Was it senior night that you announced that she had 400 strikeouts?
She went
on
over
her young
400.
career.
It was senior night.
Yep.
That and then 25 strikeouts this week, just in the 6 games, and not to mention having to do it at the plate. And you don't have to run the bases though. It's
Sometimes.
It's either Amelie Lyons or now was Parker now
And Adeline.
and
Yeah,
Adeline
they've all
Ledet.
kinda-
But Adeline was playing second
Yeah.
base, so kind of threw me as to who you were going to put out there to run for. But congratulations, Kaylee.
Thank you.
Not only on the week but on the strong season. Coach Laney, talk about what Kaylee means to the team and y'all's work together.
I told Kaylee at the beginning of this week, and I know I told her at the beginning of the season, that if she goes, we go. She's a big asset to our defense. And, she deals. She's been dealing for weeks now, and I think she's pretty set in and she's ready to go get everybody. And that's what I tell her all the time. Like, you own the circle, be her. You are her. So.
Kaylee, talk about your preparation going into a game and then even going into a week like this week, knowing that there's 6 games. You may pitch all 6, maybe you get a break, which you did, but 5 out of the 6 games that you had to pitch. Talk about what you're doing to prepare yourself.
I know whenever I'm getting ready for a game, I don't like to talk a lot. Like, I just like to keep to myself, because I feel like if I'm like talking to a bunch of people, I'm not focused. And if I'm not focused, then I know I'm not going to do good. I have to like get mentally prepared for a game. So sometimes I'll just like sit away from everybody. Like, maybe I'll talk to like 1 or 2 people, but I won't talk to a lot of people. And I like to, whenever I'm warming up, like I do like to throw a lot, but like I always make sure I'm completely warm. And that's
I mean, what's the arm feel like after 6 games or in 1 week? I mean, I know it's the underhand, so it's a little bit less stressful on the shoulder than if you were throwing overhand, but still, it's got what kind of things do you do to take care of
Well, I do
yourself?
have tendonitis in my arm, so Coach Laney will help me and put KT tape on my arm so it doesn't hurt as bad whenever I pitch. But I will ice my arm, and I'll take like hot baths, and I'll just soak it and try and relax it as much as I can throughout the day until our game.
And when you're going up to the plate and at the plate and dealing with all that, I mean, what kind of change do you have to make going to the plate and then keeping your mind set on the mound as well?
I mean, at the plate, I know I have a job to do, but if I don't get it done, I know that the mound is my main priority, so I have to get it done there. So if I'm not doing good at the plate, I know I need to focus on the mound.
Laney, and y'all both kind of talk about this, but that Oakdale game was a struggle, as I've been hearing, because I didn't get a chance to see it. But talk about how you guys communicated, to get through that game.
One of the things that I'm most proud of about Kaylee this whole season is how she has kept her composure on the mound. I'm constantly looking at her, and if she throws a ball, I'm like, you're okay, you're fine, we're good. During that whole game, the fans were talking, the umpires weren't making the calls that, they probably should have been making. And so my main goal was to keep her calm. That was my focus all game, because we can't do anything if she's flustered. So I think one time we both looked at each other and laughed whenever the parents started going at it. So just those little things to keep her mind off of anything but that, and everything to do with the batter is the key.
Yeah, I know Coach Laney helped me a lot that game, because I was stressed out because of all the stuff going out of the umpires, and then I wasn't doing good at the plate at all, and I was just down mentally, and Coach Laney just kept having to bring me up, because I knew I had to be there, because it was such a close game. Like, I had to do my job, but she was just helping me keep my composure.
Yeah, you didn't even think about that. I mean, most of the games that y'all played this week weren't very close, but that one was, and the airline game was. So, I mean, it's a kind of a different mindset, when you got that closeness as opposed to a 13-1 or 17-0, 14-0 blowout. But you heard the stats. So our 446 Sports Player of the Week for the Lady Eagles is Kaylee Methvin. Kaylee, you get this wonderful shirt made by 446 Sports, Doug and Melissa Gann. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for our segment of Around the Diamond. You'll hear from Jordan Marks and from Nick Magnano right after this. This is Around the Diamond with all the Eagle baseball and softball teams right here live from Buffalo Wild Wings. You're on 446 Sports. Back in a moment.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 and East.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Didn't touch anything.
No, is that camera? The only thing it could be is that camera. Talking.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me
And welcome. We good? And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings for the second half of Around the Diamond with Scully and Marks and our founder ducking under the camera there, which he doesn't need to. But wanted to say congratulations to the Lady Eagles, who are now ranked number 4 in Division III Select going into this week. 2 days left for softball to compete, and then the Powerades will come out. So congratulations to them. But Jordan Marks here with me to my immediate left, and Coach Turney to two people over here. So Danny Clear's on vacation. He's coming back spring breaking, man. They were in Gulf Shores, him and Miss Becky, so they're on the way back. So just looking forward to them. Man, what a week, Coach. It's been a lot of fun to watch. You guys, first one on Tuesday, go out and take care of business in district, and then play the non-district game on Wednesday, and then finish up Oakdale on the Thursday. So 2 against Oakdale, 1 against Tioga. So let's talk about those 3 games.
So I challenged the guys. The past 2 weeks we've kind of challenged them and said, look, we want to win out. When we start district play, it's time. We call everything that happens before district spring training. When district hits, it's our real season, and then the playoffs obviously is the playoffs. So we're in crunch time. It seems ever since Coach and I have been coaching together that when we hit district, we start rolling. Whatever's happened before the season, that's in the past, and we really start kicking it off during district. But yeah, Oakdale, that was. I think we beat them 17-0 at home. That was a good game. The Bats woke up. Had a crosstown rivalry game against Tioga, which they're a really good ball club, and played solid baseball against them. And then went back to Oakdale, and that's a tough place to play at. And I think we battled. We fought through some adversity right there on that game, and ended up on the right side of things. So, no, it was a good week. And I know we didn't have the show last week because of Easter, but the past 2 weeks have been good for us.
Yeah, and if you want, we can go back to that a little bit, talking about the games before with the so, you're on a heater, you're undefeated, in district, possible, you're in the lead of the district championship right now. So talk about the Bats, because I think the Oakdale game on Tuesday, I follow a little bit, but, my compadre on the broadcast, Coach LaRue, said that that one, he thought he was expecting a little bit more out of that first game against Oakdale.
Sure. I looked at the stats earlier this week, and since we started district, we're hitting over 350 as a team. I think total season we're right at 250, 260. But like I said earlier, when we hit district time, it's time to turn it on. It's time for the Bats to start getting hot and try to make a run in the playoffs. But Oakdale was good. We saw the ball well. I thought we barreled a bunch of baseballs and finally showed what we were able to do. Coach, if you want to reiterate that, more than welcome. But I just feel like the guys have stopped pressing and finally found their comfort and seen enough pitches to know what to do with those pitches.
They really have. You look at the top half of our lineup, what they were doing the first 10 games of the season. You were 3-10 at that point, and from then, the last 14 games, we've lost 1. Those guys have been barreling a lot of baseballs lately. Scoring runs, and that's what we need to do as we get to the point where we're rolling into the playoffs. We got to be playing our best baseball, and I think we're on that right track right now.
Yeah, let's talk about defense, and of course that was my favorite part of the game, believe it or not. But the defense has been there most of the year. There's been a few errors here and there, but just what you guys have done since district started, that's got to give you guys on the mound a lot of confidence, right, Coach?
Oh, 100%. That's helping the runs stay off the board. We're keeping our team ERA down, so the guys are making the pitches, the guys are making the plays behind them, and it's fun baseball to watch right now.
Yeah, Coach. Officer Causey called Drake Morgan over there with the blonde hair.
Oh yeah,
scooping that. But no. So we have. This week coming up, and we'll talk about it a little bit, but you guys are 8-0 now. I don't know if I mentioned that. You guys are 8-0 in district, 16-8 overall. Started 0-5. Yep. So, what strength of schedule. If you look at it, you like I said, that 16-8 overall, okay, but you're number 4, by the way. Baseball's number 4 as well in the select Division III. So talk about how that has paid dividends, the strength of schedule going to this point.
Well, there's not really anything that we haven't seen,
right.
Especially from on a mound standpoint. Our hitters have pretty much seen everything we're going to see, from here on out. And that's why we do it. We battle test them early, see what our weaknesses are, see what we need to improve on for later, the second half of the year. Been put in some pressure situations, had some good teams, had some Division I teams down, we were down on some Division I teams where we had to crawl back. And it really just shows you the adversity the guys go through and how to fight and claw back and get us ready for the playoffs.
So 2 weeks ago, Coach Brad, we had you on, and we asked you, said, what's something that surprised you up to this point? Okay. Is there anything new that's just changed in the past 2 weeks that's really kind of stood out to you?
I wouldn't really say anything that surprises me. I mean, this is how we've been, like you said, we've versed them to get to this point, and they're still growing each week. They're still getting better. They're going to find more barrels as we go coming up to these next few games. And I'm telling you, we're going to be hitting on all cylinders once the playoffs roll around. It's going to be fun to watch.
And one thing I didn't mention is we hadn't talked a whole lot about pitching because it's something that Coach Brad and I kind of expect out of these guys. But I think our ERA since we started district, and it's not just our district opponents. We had Tioga in there. We had, who else did we play in a midweek game?
Iota.
Yeah, Opelousas Catholic was one, which I know that was.
And there was one last week we played too, or the week before.
You know, the one time I did not bring my schedule up.
I can't remember exactly who we played. Oh, Iota.
It was Iota.
That's what.
And so our team ERA is 0.6 since we started district. So we're not even giving up a run per 9 innings. And so hats off to our pitching staff and our defense, like you said, because they keep runs off the board as well. So that's kind of something me and him expect out of the guys, and they've proven themselves that they could do it.
They've answered every time we asked that ball for them. So
excellent. Well, let's talk about the 2 seniors that are coming up before we go to break. We have Cody Lyons coming up and Jay Guillory.
And Jay Guillory. So Cody went through a bad injury in football and tore his ACL, so he has not been able to play this whole season. It's been tough for him, but hey, he's been a heck of a cheerleader and a good guy in the dugout. He's a team leader, whether he's playing or he's not. And then you got Jay Guillory, who comes late from soccer and tries to find his position and spot on the field. And both great guys, just like all the rest of the seniors we have. And hopefully Cody can go to the doctor on Tuesday, and maybe we'll get him a pinch hit at bat.
Oh, hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know if he's able to do that, but I would sure like to see it.
Excellent,
100%.
excellent. Well, we're going to have those 2 guys up, or we're going to take our first break. You're watching Around the Diamond with Coach Scully and Coach Marks at Buffalo Wild Wings on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings here in Alexandria, Louisiana, and for Around the Diamond with Coach Scully and Coach Marks. And if Coach Thomas Scully can hear, we have a gentleman that just took the record for the Blazing Wing Challenge. We have Jay Guillory here that stepped up for the baseball team and won a little challenge here. So congratulations there, Jay. But look, I'm joined by Cody Lyons to my immediate left, and then Jay Guillory here. And guys, we usually Coach Danny's here, and we talk to you all about different things. You're not baseball related per se, but all right. So And Jay's having a hard time talking here. That's tough.
I don't feel much like a winner right now.
Can we get him some ice cream over here? So, but look, first question, and not a place, but your favorite food. If you had one food left to eat, what would it be, Cody?
Oh, my mom's hamburger, steak, and rice and gravy.
Boy, that's a smart young man. That's a smart young man. Mom's hamburger, steak, rice, and gravy. That's what I'm talking about. What about you, Jay? Pull the mic closer, Jay.
Gotcha. Probably some crawfish etouffee.
Hey, that'll work. That's a good one, man. We've had a lot of different ones here. So, all right. So, favorite moment, and I know both of y'all are both sport athletes, but favorite Menard baseball moment, Cody.
Last year at Rose Pond in the 7th inning, I robbed a home run.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Center fielder, right? Left fielder. Okay, yeah, I did heard a lot about you in outfield. What about you, Jay? Baseball now.
Probably winning the series that sent us to the state final, semifinal series.
That's good. All right. Of course, unfortunately, we haven't heard your walk-up song, but what's your walk-up song, Cody, whenever? Coach Jordan said you might get a pinch hit this week.
My welcome song is Bring Sally Up.
Bring Sally, okay. What about you, Jay?
My walk-up song's Thrift Shop by McElroy.
Yeah, see, I like that one. That one I know. So, all right, so we asked 2 weeks ago, okay, who's the best dancer on the team?
Preston Greer.
Oh, okay.
Preston Greer got some moves,
so
yeah.
Carter, we might have to have a dance-off between Preston and Carter because, Carter was up here, of course. He had his buddy Nate, who was right here beside him, and they were talking about Carter. So, of course, Cody hadn't been able to play, but they did tell me you got to participate in bowling.
Yes, sir.
So you got a little competitive juice there.
Bowling this year.
Excellent. How was that? What was that like?
It's interesting. The other teams are very interesting.
Yeah, it's Yeah, we watched a little bit of it. Coach Perkins here actually shared the Division I Select Bowling Championships with us the other day, so we watched a few minutes of that, and that's a good word, interesting. So what do you bowl? What?
My best 221.
Wow! And you just picked it up?
Yes,
Jeez,
sir.
My gosh, that's very impressive. All right, so since we're talking about other sports I coached against you in soccer. Okay, I coached at Grace, and I'm glad I'm on this side right now. Okay, because that was not too much fun. Although my boys did get you guys last year, not this past season, but yeah, so had to bring that out, call out, shout out to my boys. But in soccer crossing over to baseball, I know you got a little bit late start. Anything help you going into baseball, conditioning, anything?
Definitely conditioning part. I mean, I felt like I was, had an edge on the other teams because I was in soccer shape, and it does help me.
All right, put you on the spot. Which one do you like better? You don't have to answer that.
They're very different.
They are. I played both of them in high school as well. You don't have to answer it. No worries. No worries. I got you. Trying to put you on the spot, here. But no, that's good. Well, what about our futures? Where are we going to school?
UL.
Okay, and what you going to major in?
Finance.
Okay. You're going to try to come back and...
I don't plan on coming back here.
Don't know. Oh, man.
I want to stay in Lafayette. That's the plan.
I did tell my wife earlier that there's probably one place south I'd move. It probably would be Lafayette. So what about you, Jay? Well, UL, and then what about you, Jay? Where are you going?
I'm also going to UL.
Okay. Yes, sir. What you going to major in?
Planning to major in biology.
Okay. Biology to...
Hopefully medical school.
Wow, man. I'll tell you what, we have some ambitious people, which is great. And could you come back to Alexandria and be a doctor, please?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly.
So, no, that's good. Of course, I grew up with your dad, Jimmy. Okay. And shout out to, I have to shout out to your grandparents. If they're watching, Martin and Miss Loretta,
Probably not.
Probably not. Well, maybe we'll get them to follow and subscribe. But great family and all that. But man, I appreciate you guys. Hopefully we've really enjoyed watching you, Jay, play soccer and baseball this year. Hopefully, Cody, you'll get back out there.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm gonna have to bring up the 221. If you're on the broadcast and you pinch hit, I'm gonna have to bring up the bowling 221 if you don't mind. Man, that was awesome. Well,
yes, sir.
Well, guys, we have Cody Lyons here, Jay Guillory, 2 more seniors. I think we have 2 more seniors to go. I think that's 12 this year so far. We have 2 more to go. So appreciate you guys and good luck on the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're watching Around the Diamond with Scully and Marks at Buffalo Wild Wings on 446 Sports.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Buying car insurance for the first time can be overwhelming. Do you have enough coverage? Are you paying too much? Will someone be there for you when the unexpected happens? I'm Jason Hawk with Farm Bureau Insurance. You may think it's easier online, but why wait? We're here to help you make sure you're covered. When it comes to car insurance, we have the answers, and we may have rates that save you money. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect your biggest investments.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings for Around the Diamond with Coach Scully and Coach Marks. And we're now joined, and you're going to see here in the... man, I tell you what, these guys, Coach, I mean,
they're just giving you a hard time.
One of them has an hour, one of them has 30 minutes, and then they just try to take our time from us. But hey, we could go a little bit longer. As you can see on your screen now, we're joined by Drake Aldridge, Cooper Scott. We did not have a show last week, and now we have the 446 Players of the Week. Okay, and we've had Gavin Hilton who won, and we had Cohen LaRue who won. And if Coach LaRue's listening to me, I'm still waiting for the photo of Cohen in his 446 shirt. But Drake, man, excellent week you've had. You know, you're gonna be actually 2 weeks ago. You're gonna be the player of the week from 2 weeks ago for your stats. You know, 4 for 10, 1 run, 3 RBI. You know, and Coach said that you guys are just really not going to cover off the ball. And I just have to tell you, Officer Causey calls you Drake Morgan. You know, now that you have the blonde hair and you're scooping everything over. I know it might not be something that you like, but it's something that's made. But, man, the whole reason I'm saying that is you've played a great defense. You've really picked these guys up at first base. So Drake Aldridge is the player of the week from 2 weeks ago. So Drake, if you would lift up your shirt, and we'll get a picture of that. And also a senior here. And then
put your head.
And
there you go.
And then Cooper, man. I mean, what do we have to say, Coach, about Cooper? You know, 3 home runs. He almost took Miss Becky Clear's head off.
That's right.
for the game winner. May have had the perch a little excited out there for that call, but Cooper had a walk-off home run last week. But we're giving it to him this week for what he's done this week. 4 for 7, 2 home runs, 5 runs scored, 4 RBI, 2 base on balls. I mean, that's your leadoff hitter, Coach.
And he threw 6 innings.
Oh, yeah, man. We can talk about that. So talk about these 2 young men, and then for a minute or so, and then we'll bring Coach Brad back on, you know, with these 2 guys.
Yeah, these 2 guys have been, you know, prepping for this year for a long time. When they were freshmen, I threw them in there, and I think they started half the season as freshmen. And then as sophomores, I stuck them in the 3-4 hole. And I told them, you know, 3 years ago, I said, look, I'm prepping you for your senior year because y'all are going to be in the, you know, top of the lineup all 4 years. So Drake's had a phenomenal year at the plate as well as defensively, and Cooper's finally starting to see the ball. Had a little rough start, but like I said, as soon as district rolls around, I want to be playing our best baseball, and I don't think we're still hitting on all cylinders, but we're very close, you know. But these 2 guys have been leaders on and off the field for our program for the last 4 years, and hats off to both of them.
So, Drake, what's happened over the past 8 games in district? Well, let's say the past 10, because you've had 2 non-district games. What has changed in your eyes with this group?
Everybody's more pumped and, like, getting more motivated. And our leadoff is starting to hit. So, I mean, he said it in his interview. I mean, when you start the game off, a home run or a base hit versus anything else, it's a lot better.
And Coop, before I ask you the question, we were talking about how you just, you know, you keep hitting these home runs, and now we can't call stolen bases because it seemed like you'd walk or you'd get a single and you'd steal second, steal third. But what has changed for you over these last 10 games?
Definitely not pressing at the plate anymore and keeping things simple and realizing that I have enough power to damage, keeping it simple and short.
So I wasn't there because we had church that evening, but your 2 home runs at Tioga, right field, left field, center field, where'd they go?
Right center and left center.
Oh, go ahead. You pushed one out right. Okay, that's good. So Drake digging the ball at first, okay? I mean, is that one of those moments that, of course, I never played first, I was too short. So what's it like whenever you dig one, you help your teammates out? I mean, is that something you work on a lot? It just come natural to you, or oh, here we go, I put him on the spot. So just natural, huh?
Just natural.
Okay.
He's put a lot of work into it. Don't let it fool you.
Hey, he was a lot better interview, the first of the year. So no, but all right, I do have a question. How many's gone blind? How many's gone blind? How many of you gotten it out of the hair?
I think it's only like 4 of us.
4?
Yeah, I had to change something up, so.
Okay. Oh,
they're just hating.
That's baseball, man.
That's baseball. Change it
is, man, I tell you, there's some things, but these guys, they for sure. Well, guys, we appreciate you all. We're going to mute your mics and get Coach Brad in here, but this is your 2 player of the weeks, your 446 player of the weeks the past 2 weeks. Hitting the ball real well, defending real well, and pitching real well. So congratulations, guys. We appreciate you. So, and like I said, we'll get a picture from Cooper and Perkins here. We'll bring Coach Brad back on to talk about the rest of the season. Coach, while he's coming on, let's talk about Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
I know weather, we're kind of debating, or there's kind of debate. What's the plans for tomorrow at least?
So tomorrow we got a JV game at 4 o'clock, followed by a varsity game at 6 against Grant at our place. Grant's a game we've been trying to get on the schedule for a couple of years now, and Coach Jesse Stallings over there, he played for LSU. He does a good job at Grant.
Oh, wow.
I think they have 15. I think they're 15-6 this year, so they're a quality 3 or 4A program. And then Tuesday is our senior night, weather permitting. We have Glenmore at home at, again, 4 and 6, but the senior night festivities will start around 5:15 because we got 14 guys we got to go through. So it might be a little late to start at 6:15 and 6:20 start that night after senior night because I don't want to rush, anything to do with those senior activities. They deserve it, and we want to give them the best ceremony we can.
Good stuff. Coach Brad, we had Coach Jordan talk about Coop and Drake. What do you think has changed for them the past 10 games since
they
district
finally
started?
settled down and started having fun with it.
Okay.
I think they were putting a lot of pressure on themselves early in the year, especially the opponents that we were playing. They were really trying to do too much at the plate, but now it seems like they're finally getting into their zone and they're swinging the bat well.
Well, and that's a great point. You have 14 seniors, okay? And they've been there and done that up to this point. I mean, I know you guys didn't finish it off, but they've been almost everywhere, okay? So you expect that experience to come through, but then, man, they could press a little bit if it doesn't come as I'm not going to say easy as last year.
I mean, you think about the slump that Cooper went through for the longest time. I mean, he would take good swings at balls, he'd barrel balls up and hit it right at people, and then you saw him kind of get to that point where he was going down that rabbit hole because it was so frustrating for him. And I told him, I was like, man, you got to stay who you are, true to who you are, and be able to come out of this. And he's finally starting to do it. And he's barreling a lot of baseballs up lately.
Yeah, and like I said, he almost took Miss Becky's head off with that one, but that was a lot of fun. But all right, so after Monday, Tuesday, weather permitting, if it goes well, you go to Glenmore.
We'll go to Glenmore on Thursday, for the final district matchup of the year, and hopefully we can get it done there. And then the last play-in date for us is next Monday, and we have Buckeye. Mm-hmm. So they're a really good ball club. I think if we have a chance to win out, and I think if we do, we're going to have, the first round playoff at home and then win that one, and we have second round at home. So it'll be the first time in a long time we've hosted a quarterfinal matchup at home. That's what we're striving to do. That's the goal. So it's tough to go on the road and win in the playoffs, especially 2 out of 3. I'd like to do it in front of our home fans. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so you hear it first here, guys. We're going to plan on playing tomorrow and Tuesday as scheduled. Weather permitting, if something happens, I'm just going to tell everybody, hey, keep Friday and Saturday available, right?
No doubt.
Because you never know what's going on. And like I said, because it looks like Monday through Wednesday. Of course, we talked about the turf. Coach Brad and I were talking about earlier. We talked about how well your outfield slopes and drains. So unless it really rains hard tomorrow, we'll probably be able to get them in.
Unless it's pouring at game time, we won't. We'll be playing.
Okay. So if you're watching out there, we appreciate you guys. Have full intentions of being there tomorrow at 4 and 6. 4 for the JV against Grant, 6 for the varsity game, and we'll be on the air if you can't come out to the game. If you can, come out to the game and then go home and watch the replay. So he's Coach Brad Turner, he's Coach Jordan Marks. I'm Nick McNana. We appreciate you all. Have a good evening, and may the Lord bless you.